Hello viewers, welcome back to another war video. War video for number 3, season 62. This one's kind of interesting. So I went back and forth in my BG chat with the officers about this particular assignment here. I've never had great success with trying these healing nodes without any healing counter, and Werewolf's got his own kind of scary things with Unstoppable and whatnot. Kind of changed the plan around. As you can see, I brought in 3 tech champs, and Werewolf's is heal block immune, if you're wondering why I'm not considering Maker. I feel way more confident with Prowler. That's probably not a surprise to anybody watching this channel than any other champion in the game, let alone any tech champion. So I kind of asked to use Prowler here rather than Bastion, and especially not Maker. So yeah, the idea here is we've got to keep his healing down. Also don't want to take a bunch of blocked hits. Also need to note that he's going to gain a lot of power from those placebos expiring on me, Mystic Dispersion. So as you can see, first starting out pretty good, but that healing's fairly strong even with 1 regen. It's kind of countering a good number of those ruptures by itself. So I'm going to try to stay backed away here. As soon as he gets any regen, I'm going to try to let that fall off. I don't want him to get more than 1. Okay, so you can see there as I kind of dash back and stay out of range, one of the regens will fall off. Okay, there's my striker getting close to 2, and you can kind of see he starts healing up because he had 2 there. He's going to go up about almost 10% from where he was there, so got to be really tricky with those regens. Definitely watching those. I know he's about to get 3 for a second. Nope, I just missed that one, luckily. One's going to fall off, then another one's going to fall off here and takes him out. So that was a very tricky fight. I was very worried about that fight, to be honest. Just again, the healing. If you're not super careful with that healing, it can get out of control. Kind of silly to say you're worried about a fight that was under a minute with the full yellow bar finish, but yeah, I was pretty worried about that one. Luckily, it turned out very well. He played ball. The AI there helped me out quite a bit, and yeah, pretty proud of that one. That was stressing me out for the day there. Next fight here, Spider Ham with Masochism over time and Vigorous Assault. Those are kind of the 2 main things here. I don't play it Bastion really kind of as much as I want to. Just another one's champs who's, you know, super good. I like when I do play him, but I just don't play him a lot because I prefer other champs in most situations. But Bastion's super cool, so his pursuit is obviously really going to help me out versus Spider Ham. The tricky thing will just be getting that pursuit up, because obviously my first parry is going to give him unblockable. I was thinking, okay, my first parry is going to make him heal, but obviously that's not going to matter because you know, he's at full health. But then I kind of totally spaced out on the unblockable. Yep. Okay. Now I'm through my special into his block. He was very kind about not punishing me there, so that was nice. Another evade. Yeah, pretty bad start here on this fight. I'm gonna luckily land that special one. I think I ate a little power sting there, but that's okay. This is what I wanted. I wanted him to throw a special one this whole time because I knew I can heavy counter it. So that gets me the pursuit opening. That makes this fight much more manageable. You'll notice I'm just throwing special ones here. I'm not going for the full Bastion rotation. Obviously with Spider Ham you don't really want to hold a bunch of bars of power very long. So I'm just throwing special ones. It's not the most ideal way to play Bastion damage-wise, but whatever. Trying to, oh my god, I don't know what. Sometimes it's embarrassing watching these things back. I was kind of hoping he was going to dash at me there. That was really just a hope and a prayer. I'm not really even reacting to anything on the screen. Luckily, Bastion's got pretty quick animations, I feel like. I'm terrible at knowing what champions have fast light attacks, fast dash backs, whatever. But Bastion feels like he recovers very quickly, so luckily I was able to get out of the way of that. And again, just gonna chuck special ones at him since I am in my, at least it's doing something. I know I don't have the Furies, but I have the Disintegration passive up there, so I am getting a little bit of burst damage. Yeah, and hopefully my pursuit here lasts long enough to finish this out. And that's the end of Spider Ham. So again, a little hairy in the beginning there, but we got it down. We got it down. So let's move on to the next path I'm going to take. Alright, we got path 9 here on the back half. We got Anti-Venom here with Bastion. I'm going to heal up a bit based on that Spider Ham fight that we all just watched together. That's probably a pretty good idea. Now Anti-Venom can be tricky because he gains a lot of power, and he's placed combat power, and he's placed on a node that gains him even more combat power. Hazard Shift, Cold Snap, Poison, neither of those things matter to Bastion as long as I make sure I get ramped up to, what is it, 8 charges, I think, first. I'm going to chuck on an invuln boost here after I make sure the last one I used is expired, because I know someone in my BG has had a surprise against Anti-Venom in the past where like they hit him with they threw a special attack into Anti-Venom and he gained like 3 bars of power instantly. So I was just like, hey, that might happen to me too. Let me just chuck on an invuln here. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the fight here. I'm going to start with a few parries. Watching these backers, sometimes it's just very funny. So he started in poison phase. Like, why am I waiting? As if he was in cold snap phase, right? Just to be safe and not eat cold snap damage in the beginning. But again, he started in poison. I'm Bastion. I don't know why I did that. That's okay though. But I did want to get that knocked down pretty quick. But now I notice my endurance is gone. So you know, tactic attackers are not always completely free counters. You know, they got obviously the endurance makes any unstoppable like nothing. But if depending on how the fight goes, if you have to be kind of passive at times. Yeah, that can fall off. Now, you saw there, Special 2 gave him probably like 2.5 total bars of power, maybe, but a lot. So, that's why we use invuln boosts. That's what the boosts are for. So, I'm going to go ahead and use it, because that was crazy. And the rest of this fight here, pretty straightforward. I might even take him out before this techno virus phase ends here. You see that special one, just, you know, Bastion's just so cool when you can line up all of his stuff. You know, in that last Spider-Ham fight, I didn't really get to play Bastion the way Bastion likes to be played. But when you can, yeah, super cool champion, just has a lot of cool stuff going on. And he also just looks really cool. So we'll finish this out with one more special one. Okay. Then we are going to take the next fight on Hazard Shift. Alright, same fight that I did in the last war, okay, that I kind of gushed about this fight and all the cool stuff Prowler does. Again, if you're watching this channel, hopefully you're not only not surprised by that, but enjoy that. So that's what you're going to get from me. So same thing here. I'm going to start out with using the Falter just to get some intercepts going, just to get some damage in there without, you know, I can't parry stun Zola usually, so I'm going to take a hit at the beginning again, and then go ahead and use my Falter for heavy knockdown. I think something about this fight was just not nearly as clean as the last one, so the last one was just wonderful. Pretty much about as perfect as it can go, I think. But you can see here he's just kind of being annoying and just not wanting to throw his stuff. There we go. Okay. But he's left me a good spot here to go medium into a heavy and then just throw a special into his block because, I mean, he was dashing there, but I'm unblockable. Got my 30 Furies, so that was nice. Generally, stand-up intercepts with Prowler work really well, especially if you're willing to burn your Falter, or even if you've already burned it prior to the special, might as well just go for the stand-up because it's going to go on cooldown anyways. Okay, and again, he's just not throwing it as quickly as he was before. Again, I have 30 Furies, so it lines up very nicely again to refresh my Incinerate. Ugh. I missed the first hit, so I just missed some opportunities for ruptures there, which I didn't care for too much. And I think it also messes with your rupture pausing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and rewind that. I didn't really notice that before. I don't usually do that strategy there unless I really presents opportunity presents itself, like in this fight. For that reason, sometimes I just throw it too fast. The first hit whiffs, and then it's no fun. But anyways, there you go. Node 36, Zola down again. A little bit longer than last time, but it's just an awesome fight with Prowler. Super fun. I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance. Now, final fight for this war. Fight number 5. We're going to go to Mini Boss Island. We're going to come up here to one of the Hazard Shift fights again. And we're going to take the Sentinel with, you guessed it, my guy, Prowler. Now, in this Hazard Shift fight, if it ever lets me move forward, Prowler only has one of the immunities, so you're just not going to be able to play as normally, or I guess not going to be able to completely ignore it. That's a really silly health potion there in retrospect. But I know I only have one immunity. There may be chances where I just want to like send a special 2 directly into the hazard that I don't have immunity to, which I do not remember. and I'll see it here in a second. Shock, yeah. I may just want to like send a special right into shock, so I don't know. Might as well totally top off. Kind of silly, but if I died with that much, you know, Sentinel almost going down, that obviously feels silly too. So here we go. Prowler versus Sentinel is a super good matchup just in general, because one of the, in my opinion, one of the most annoying things about Sentinel really is just his constant specials. He always has power. If you're not like trying to not ramp him, which, you know, most of the time I don't really care. But yeah, constant special, constant power is really annoying. I totally forgot that shock phase was there and just decided to hit into it for no reason. That's fine. I got almost every hit gave me a shock, so kind of bad RNG. Good thing we healed, right? But yeah, I mean, Prowler controls, in my opinion, the biggest threat that Sentinel has. And now he's in shock, and now I actually realize he's in shock. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm kind of losing the health race right now, which is not something I am used to doing with Prowler. So I'm gonna back off a little bit. Again, 2 hits into shock, and both of them gave me shocks. So at this point, I'm looking at my health, and I'm like, I don't appreciate that very much. I do finally get ahead on the health race here, so that's good. I'm gonna hit him while I can in an incinerate phase, and at this point, I'm like, look, this guy's got some sort of luck with this shock phase. I'm just not even gonna hit him at all in the shock phase, because I'm pretty sure like 90% of my hits in shock phase in this fight have given me a shock. Here we go. Here comes another special. I triggered the miss there because I was slow on the decks. This is a very, very sloppy Prowler gameplay from me. Here's the armor up phase. This is another reason why Prowler's just awesome. So as long as you can bait a single special in this phase, which again, he kind of did a heavy there, which freaked me out. If he had stalled any longer, that'd be really bad. But Prowler's going to drain all the power when he throws a special, and Sentinel will also be locked for one of those armors expiring, almost guaranteed. So super safe there, as long as you can get a special. If he decides to just completely hold specials, that's not a good time, but yeah, works out pretty good. Prowler vs Sentinel, another really good matchup. And that's the end of this war today. So another clean war, more Prowler fights, love it. Really like that Werewolf in the beginning. Again, I was really kind of scared about that, but everything worked out well. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and well, I spin everything upside down. Hope everybody take care.